ready to do my other cushion. This is the footstool cushion. And how I do some of them, not all of them, but if I want to do something very quick and easy, I go to Sailrite.com. They have a calculator for, fabric calculator for all kinds of things. And this is called the Quick and Easy 30-minute cushion. It's so easy. So that's what we're going to do. And all you need is the measurements of the cushion, and then it gives you a little, rendition of your measurements. Easy. I'll link it all in the description. So I need a piece that is 28.1 by 47.5. So this way is going to be 47.5. 47.5. Keep dropping things already. So and I'm measuring from the selvage. $47.5. Okay. Right there. And because this is a stripe, I'm pretty lucky that I can just cut it on the stripe. But I only need 28.1. So 28.1. Let's see. 28.1. Over here. Okay. Perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off my selvage. This would be in the seam, but sometimes selvages can give you a funky seam. Let me see where my mark is over there. And, I mean, you just don't need any extra wiggles. Try to find my mark over here. There it is. Okay. Getting the cut right is half the battle, I will just say. So let's get this straight. I'm going to get rid of that. Okay. And I'm going to get my ruler. And on my mark, which is right there. Let's double check. Always double check your measurements. Double check, triple check. Yep, 28. Okay, 28. I don't have any more of this, and I don't know where I'd find it. So Mm. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to mark it and then cut it. My scissors. There we go. Perfect. This is what I have left over. So it's enough to make a pillow. But typically I don't like pillows out of the exact same fabric. So we'll see. Alright. Ooh, that was noisy. Alright, now we have to do some center marks. So the red on here, and I'll take a picture of it and show it to you. I don't know that you're going to be able to see it. But the red on the top and the bottom represent where the zipper goes. So these notches are 1.8. 1.8 times 1.92. The center ones are 1.8 times 2.6. Okay. So I'm going to mark them. Let me get a better ruler. And I'm just going to mark them with a pen or pencil, whatever you choose. But here's my corners. And these are 1.8 in depth and 1.92. 1.8. Okay. Let's do this one. Okay, and then the center marks are 1.8 by 2.6. 2.6 divided by 2 is 1.4. No, 1.3. Okay, 1.3 by 1.8. 1.8. Is that right? Yeah. I'm just marking these, and then I'm going to open it up and just make sure I did it correctly. Again, cut once, measure 25 times. That's what I say. Okay, let's open it up and see. So I'm looking at my rendition here, and I've got my corner notch, and I've got my, so 2.6. Perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, these are correct. Whoa. Let's cut our corners. if you haven't done, if you're a cushion person and you haven't done it like this, using that calculator, it's so easy. They have a drapery calculator too. And then I'm just using this piece to do this side over here. Why not? And mark it. That way they're exactly the same. Okay. Perfect. All right. Now we are ready to sew. I love it. So I got my piece cut out, and now on the piece of paper that you get from the rendition, it tells you what your, let's see, seam allowance is on each end, which is 0.62. So it ends up being about 1 1/4 on each side. So I made a mark along the zipper end. And Sailrite has a great video on this too. So just FYI. And then we're going to put some of the double-sided tape along the edge as far over as we can get. And then I don't know what I did with my zipper paper. Okay. And I'm going to do that on both sides. So I didn't mark this one yet. Let's mark it. 1 1/4. This fabric doesn't really allow for marking. I couldn't get my pen to mark on it hardly. Okay. Add some double-sided tape here. Then we're going to fold these over to that mark. So to that line we drew, we're going to fold the fabric to that line. Creating our, zipper seam kind of. I am gonna get my roller and roll that a little. Okay, let's repeat that on this side. I gotta hurry before my mark goes away. I used my air erasing marker. Okay. Perfect. All right. Now I'm going to find my zipper tape, so hold on. All right, so take your zipper, and I made mine, let's see, probably 4 inches longer, but you don't need to make it that much longer. You just want some on the end to get your zipper on. So on this wrong side, I'm going to take one side off of my double-sided tape, and that's on the right side of the zipper. And we're going to add that just at that line that we folded the fabric over. See how easy this is? Oh my gosh, it's so easy. Just like that. Well, that got a little close, so I'm just gonna redo that a little. Perfect. Then we're going to flip this wrong side over and get our two pieces together. So here's the raw edge of this one and the raw edge of this one. So I'm going to take the tape off where I don't have any fabric because it gets sticky. There we go. Okay. And then what we want to do is make sure these corners are matching up. So before I start, I'm going to remove this tape where there isn't any fabric. That way I don't have to worry about it afterwards. How about that for a plan? Of course, I can't get that one, so that's okay. All right, so let's take the tape off, paper off the tape. And what we want to do is we want to match these corners so that everything ends up being nice and even. So right here. This area right here. Let me lift it up so you can see right here. These corners, I want to match that corner. And that one matched up too. Perfect. Okay. I love it. All right, hold on. All right, so I have my zipper tape on both sides. And we are going to separate it. And we're going to sew. And I'm just going to, on this side, I'm just going to make sure it's even against my zipper. I don't want it being too close in any spot. That's actually perfect. All right, now we're going to turn it onto this side and sew down the zipper tape. Trying to be as even as possible. Let's see how it looks. Oh, that looks perfect. Okay. I'm trying to make sure you can see. Let's see how it looks. Let me get this tape off. Okay. You can't even see it because my thread matches so perfectly, but it looks good. So perfect. I'm going to repeat that on the other side. Sorry. Okay. Beautiful. All right, so now we're going to put it right sides together with my zipper ends over here. And we're going to sew down each side. And I'm using more tape. And he even says this is why. Actually, I'm going to use just a little piece of tape on these long notches. Right there. On both ends. Okay, I'm going to sew down. I'm not going to take that tape off, but I'm going to take this long tape, and I'm just going to match up all my corners and my seams. And then this gets a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Okay. So we're going to sew that at a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Oh, I just ran out of bobbin. Perfect. I have one ready to go. What did I do with it? Here it is. I'm going to see if I got my end of my seam there. Yeah, I did. Oh my gosh, can you believe that, guys? That was perfection. Unintentional. Okay, we're going to do the exact same thing on this side. So fold that over. Add some double-sided tape. And then add a little piece on both corners and notches here. Okay. Take the paper off the long edge and get those stuck together. Okay, and let's do our 1/2 inch seam allowance there.
Perfect. Next step.
All right, so first thing we're going to do is add our zipper pull. And we're going to pull it all the way through. Oops, I got to do it the other way. Hold on. There we go. And then we'll reinstall it. Okay. So I'm just making sure that's good enough. Let's see what it looks like over here. Yeah. Okay. And then pull it all the way off. And that closes our zipper up. Now we're going to reinstall it. Sorry. It's such big duty. And then we'll leave the zipper pull in the middle so it's out of our way. Okay. Now we're going to just do our corners. It's a beautiful thing. So we have tape on each of these. Take the paper off. And just box your corner, just like any other corner on a bag. Now, you could, if you wanted to, splay this open. My machine can handle it, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm just going to put a little clip there. And then up here where my zipper is, I want my seam to be in the center of the zipper teeth. If I can get my tape off. There we go. There's one. Okay. So let's make sure the seam is in the middle of the teeth. Perfect. Now, you can cut the zipper off now if you want to. I am going to just clip this because I just want to make sure it stays. So I'm going to go ahead and sew this side. At the 1/2 inch seam allowance, and I'm going to do it with my zipper up. Back stitching well. Make sure you already got your zipper pull on. Yep. Okay, now I'm going to cut off my zipper and burn my end. Okay, let's do this other center corner. Half an inch. Now, I am going to use my pinking shears. This is fraying just a hair. It doesn't really matter because we don't move this cushion around at all, so it'll be fine. So that's what we have on both ends. Beautiful. I'm going to repeat that whole process on the other ends. Got some tape here. Pull that to the center of the zipper. Just like that. Where'd my clip go? And then do this other end. This is treated fabric, so it doesn't like to release the paper. It wants to bring the tape with it. That's struggling just a little. But it's really nothing new because, you know, I struggle with the double-sided tape all the time. There we go. Okay, pull that seam to the center. Perfect. Oh, perfect. Let me just put one clip. Okay. Let's sew those two seams. And then we're done. We're going to turn it right side out. I know. It's very fast. And let's do this one. Okay. Cut off my excess. Burn my zipper. Open up your zipper. Let's make sure I did it all. Yep, I did. And turn it right side out. That's it. And we'll go in the other room and put it on the cushion. Perfect boxed corners. Perfect. Look at that boxed corner. It's perfect. Just perfect. 30-minute cushion. So I'll link everything in the description below. I mean, what an easy way to freshen up your cushions. All right, let's go over there. Okay, you can see I've recovered this a couple times. So let's do it again. Where's my zipper? This is a little challenging to put on, so I might fast forward this. It's not too bad. Gotta work it on each side. Take your time again because you do not want to rip any stitches getting this on. Gosh, that turned out perfect. You never know, you know. You measure and you measure. There it is. Isn't that perfect? It turned out so good. Oh my gosh. Now there's a little dust over here on this fabric, so I'm going to get that off and then we'll go out front. All right, there it is. Very simple, fresh look. It just looks perfect. There's a little Geico up there. Can't you see him? Little stinker. There we go. Fresh look for probably less than $10.